Welcome into another important episode of Geeks and Gamers Daily. I am Jeremy, and Ryan is here. Hi, Ryan. Arrah, arrah.
Yeah, praise Allah. Yes, we are here. The most important episode of Geeks and Gamers Daily that we may have on Friday this week. No, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got some big topics to go over. Disney, Disney, Bob Iger has made his entire reputation at Disney by buying things, right? By buying things and accumulating things that other people have made or that other successful projects, whether it's IPs, whatever. Now it looks like they're going the opposite direction. They're going to be forced to sell off pieces of themselves in order to survive. Congratulations to Bob Iger.
You get what you deserve, and it's not getting any better for Disney. It's just not. I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, if companies are doing something different, I'll try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Disney has continued to double and triple down and quadruple down on all of their nonsense. They've shown no leeway towards fans or appreciating the criticisms or anything. And it's just insane. So they deserve everything they're getting right now. And it seems like they still haven't come to grips with how bad things are as a company, which is kind of strange to me that they really haven't grasped it yet. But maybe they're just so backed into a corner with the social justice and the people that they've hired. I mean, we saw the leaked Zoom calls from a lot of the executives there. These are people that have claimed they have trans children. Okay. So, I mean, this
Multiple.
Multiple. So,
well, sorry, one trans and one like pansexual child.
Yeah. So, I mean, these people are not operating in reality. They're just not. But it's going to be fun to watch it all play out. So anyway, also Ryan, guess what? F-Zero 99 yesterday. You've got to play F-Zero 99. It's crazy. Also, Titanfall 2 works, Ryan. You got to play that. Are you ready? Are you ready to play some Titanfall 2 with me?
Yeah, I'm really ready to play. I can't wait. That and F-Zero 9000.
99.
1,000-year bore again.
Oh, there's so many good things coming out for like in the video game world, man. I'm excited. So
yeah, Starfield.
Starfield. Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I'm excited that I got like 100,000 views out of Starfield. So first video I made in months. Thanks to Az for the shout out. It's about the only way. But yeah, but there's just, I don't know, man. It's is Jeremy's let's see. Is Jeremy's dildo going off? Yes. With Titanfall? Yes. Absolutely. What are you talking about, man? Titanfall works again. That's the greatest moment of my life. F-Zero 99 is wild. It is like I didn't play the Mario one or the Tetris one. And my only problem with this is I guess it's only going to be around for like a short period of time, like the other ones, which really sucks. Hopefully they'll do a Mario Kart 99 at some point. I'm not sure how that would work, but I don't know. Time will tell. Look at all these gifted memberships rolling in. Possum Throwing Champion gifting a membership. The Real Smile Bit gifting 10 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you. Sane Adam with the member message. Hail the 199. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Man, look at that. Starting off the day right. Gifties dropping. 199's dropping. Titanfall 1 works. Good luck staying alive and getting in. Titanfall 1, I have not tried to play Titanfall, the first one, in years. I actually would like to, but I doubt it. I doubt I'd get into a match. But what's new with you, Ryan? Another day of being positive. Have you watched One Piece yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched One Piece. I like how Gary's like, hey, we're going to talk about watch One Piece. We're going to talk about FNT. He says that yesterday at like 6 p.m. It's like, I don't think I'm going to get to it. Don't think I'm going to get to One Piece. But
One Piece is one of the best. Like, I would put it up there with like Stranger Things season 1. That's how good it was. I've been watching the anime. I'm loving it. The anime gives but what I've learned, we'll talk about this on Friday Night Tights. The show basically followed the live action followed the anime pretty closely. But what it did is it took stories in the anime and compress them down like into like there's so much more context in the anime that I'm getting, and I'm loving it, man. So it's a huge win. I don't think Ryan's ever gonna watch One Piece, just like he'd never watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, the more people tell me to watch it, the less likely I'm gonna be to watch it. To be honest, that's kind of just how my mind works. If everyone's like getting really upset that I haven't watched it, I'm probably just gonna not watch it even harder. We'll see
It's
though.
so good. It's so good. And I did watch. So this is on my YouTube feed. I watched some of this, like somebody put like all this this stuff together with Anakin and Ahsoka, the scenes or whatever, like the Clone Wars flashbacks and everything, and then their little battle in the world in between worlds. I mean, if you're a Clone Wars fan and Rebels fan, I don't know how you don't fucking love that shit, man. And it looked really good, but the standout was Hayden Christensen. Holy crap, man! Hayden Christensen's bringing it. This is his redemption arc right here for his like what they did in Kenobi was a disaster. It was more so disrespectful. He is really getting his moment to shine in this show from the clips that I saw from the clips, and I can see why there's a lot of people that seem to be enjoying the last few episodes for sure. I've noticed that. I didn't see that in the first several episodes in terms of
But the last episode literally was just because he showed up at the end and said, "Hey, Snips." Like, that was it. And then this one obviously was very Hayden focused. And yeah, like I said yesterday, if you are a fan of Clone Wars and you've always wanted to see Clone Wars in live action, you got a little bit of that, in this. Yeah, and I think young Ahsoka was better than Rosario Dawson. Like, I don't know if you saw that part.
I
at
did.
all,
She
but
looked. Yeah, the young Ahsoka actually. The fighting looked like
yeah, like the fighting looked good. Like it looked legit.
Hayden and versus Rosario Dawson. He was 100%. He looked so much better than her. He really
That's
did.
what I mean.
And
Like
then yeah,
he really is good,
yeah,
and it does kind of go and expose how fucking shitty all the lightsaber fights are now
yeah,
in Star Wars, like compared to the prequels. And
yeah.
like when you see those behind the scenes stuff of Ewan and Hayden training and training and training, and there's even this video of like Ewan talking about some of like the different like special techniques that they made up while fighting, that they thought looked cool, like Hayden's behind the back spin and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
That
so it's cool
that
to see
that
Hayden.
makes sense right there. Young Ahsoka was also young Gamora. That she
You're
did look
correct.
familiar. Okay, yeah, okay. But yeah, that clip was pretty good. It's about a 5-6 minute clip where it kind of compiled everything, and yeah, it was pretty fucking cool. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
So,
what I hate is it's like you just see Hayden fucking dominating, and then Rosario gets disarmed, and Hayden's like, ugh, ugh, and like, and she like stops him. It's like the dumbest shit possible.
he's Hayden Christian bringing it, man. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Hayden. He deserves it. He deserves to have a moment like this, and he didn't get that in Kenobi for sure. God, Kenobi was so bad, so bad. But all right, what do we got to talk about today?
Well, I want to talk about Jonathan Majors.
The hero.
The hero, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
All right. Jonathan Majors' trial is starting up today, I believe. I believe it's starting up today in New York. And, as a result, well, I don't know about as a result of that, but it just so happened to be that on the eve of Jonathan Majors' trial starting for domestic violence and all these things, he happened to be in the right place at the right time, Jeremy. It's just an amazing turn of events. Thank God these high school girls happen to get into a fight right in front of Jonathan Majors. But here's the first video of Jonathan Majors playing the hero in real life as he broke up a high school fight while others just watched. All right. So if we play the whole fight, we might get hit for like violence or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So I'll just kind of show you. There's two girls that are going at it in the parking lot of Hollywood High School. Very luckily, someone happened to be here. Gets one good shot. That's a good shot right there, right? Legit good shot. Well, then here he comes to save the day.
No, it's okay. You kind of ate. No one did anything.
This motherfucker's filming with the damn Chromebook.
Give him a raise, give him all of his Marvel stuff, but no questions asked. He is truly one of the greatest heroes of all time. Look, man, the reality of it is, can this be real? It 100% can. It feels set up, but it could be real. There was I remember a long time ago, wasn't there some type of thing with Ryan Gosling where he broke up a fight or something at a red light or some shit? Wasn't there something with that where Ryan Gosling did that? I feel like there was. Let me look this shit up. Like Ryan Gosling,
I don't know, but let's just look at the way people have received it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's just look at the comments. Major's watching the footage. I thought it would look fucking real. God damn it. People making fun of the guy filming on his laptop. I'll give y'all 20. Just pretend to get in a fight and I'll swoop in to stop it. Kids start fighting. Jonathan, a lot of Michael Jackson memes in this. Right. This is how Jonathan Majors arrived at the scene. He broke up the fight like Michael Jackson. Bro is recording the laptop. I'm dying. And scene. I thought acting wasn't allowed during the strike.
He got Homelander.
Yeah. Jonathan Majors' PR team seen he broke up a high school fight on TMZ. If I'm wrong, my bad. But this is one of the fakest goddamn things I've ever witnessed. Jonathan Majors dressed like he uses matches to light his cigarettes. This seems so fake. Like, nobody believes it. Nobody buys it. The timing of it and the way that it looks.
Yeah, it really feels like set up 100%. Like this is listen, this would be like, I don't know, man. Somebody setting this up. Let's be real for a minute, Ryan, because we are fair here at G&G, okay? This would be like somebody and this is so how unrealistic this would be for somebody to set it up. This would be like somebody claiming that at like 3 a.m. in Chicago that a couple of guys wearing MAGA hats attacked them or something. You know what I mean? And tied a rope around them and screamed MAGA country. That would never happen. We've never seen a setup like this before. So you have to think it's real. You have to think it's real. You know, you have to.
Jonathan Majors after breaking up a fake high school fight while looking like a 1920s paperboy. Like it certainly could be. Like apparently there's an In-N-Out that's across the street from this high school, and Jonathan Majors happened to be there, and he just swooped in. It's just let's see what happens. The trial's finally starting, so we get to start to see what actually went down. Jonathan Majors gets his day in court. As we've said multiple times, we've seen women lie about a lot of shit, including Amber Heard. We've also seen men that have actually done these things they're accused of. So we will see what happens in this trial, but very happenstance that it just happens to come out. So now if people Google search Jonathan Majors beats up girl or something, you'll probably come with him breaking up a fight instead of the story. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I were a PR team.
Yeah, that really seems fishy. It really does. And the Michael Jackson stuff was so good.
Oh, and like the Michael Jackson lowering the gun thing too. Like that's out there too a lot. Like Jonathan Majors when he shows up to a fake high school fight. The fact that that dude was filming with a laptop and a phone.
I know it.
What the fuck?
Well, it's like, okay, so how old were the two girls involved?
High school.
And no one else standing around? None of the adults were going to do anything?
Well, I don't know. Like, it was in the parking lot, so I don't know how these kids got out. I also had some people comment on my video that I made, say that they went to that high school, and it doesn't really make sense how they got there. And also, it doesn't make any sense how Jonathan Majors could get in because all of the entrances and exits are supposed to be locked in terms of even getting on campus. So there's some weird stuff that doesn't quite make sense. I'm not surprised that people would have a fight and people just stand around and film it because we've seen that a lot in today's fucking culture.
That is true.
But the fact that a guy was there with a phone and a laptop filming certainly seemed like he thought something was coming that he didn't want to miss. I don't know.
World star hip hop, baby. World star. Holy shit, man. Yeah. That is a wild story. I guess what I do know is that if it turns out to be fake, the story will just go away. It won't be reported on once that happens. You know, it'll just be like, oh yeah, let's stop talking about it, guys. You know, kind of like the LeBron James fake racism story or the Juicy Smollett. So I guess we will see. Funny though, I tend to not believe it to be real, but I also will leave the possibility open that it could be legit. But it just seems fake as hell.
It certainly could have happened, but it's just it feels strange.
It really does. It really, really does.
Yeah.
Hey, he deserves all the hey, just to give him back all of his respect, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he was wearing a Newsies hat. That's right. He had his new. Maybe he was filming
hat on.
Yeah, maybe he was filming Newsies Part 2. They race swapped Christian Bale's role.
I saw one comment that's like they probably thought this motherfucker was a time traveler or something. Shows up with that hat on to break up a fight.
Oh, the memes were fantastic, man. The memes are fantastic. I love it. That's why the internet is undefeated. Always has been, always will be undefeated. Good shit. All right, let's catch up on some super chats. I don't know. I haven't read any of those yet. So,
We'll start at the top then. Aurora uplinks for 5. Feeling like we're on the verge of either WGA and AMPTIP working it out with a way we get up to 20 workers, or at least actors unions will give in. Well, today we actually, I guess this wasn't today. I think this was like maybe last night at some point, but we did get the news that WGA and AMPTP set to restart talks next week. They have not sat down and talked a lot during this almost 4-month strike. They really haven't. But this came out, I think, late last night at some point that they are, AMTP revealed Thursday, the two parties are working to schedule a meeting next week. Maybe this is after several shows have already started coming back without writers. Maybe that's motivated the writers to say we need to get back there. Maybe the studios are willing to listen. Who knows? But it certainly seems like they're willing to talk, which the studios haven't even been willing to talk over the last couple of weeks, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, and I just don't care what they do. I don't give a shit if none of these people are important to me. And I just don't care. I like watching them struggle. I like watching them especially like eat each other alive, like the Bill Maher situation or the Drew Barrymore situation. What was it, Jimmy Fallon? Well, did we get any more of Jimmy Fallon's? The apologize and then
just
it's
the apologize,
away?
and I haven't heard anything yet.
Did they do another podcast yet?
I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows because no one cares.
I mean, the first one got watched by a lot of people because there's like a lot of like morbid curiosity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me look. Strike Force.
I think Ryan said it best yesterday with like the Bill Maher thing. Hollywood's just going to destroy itself and eat each other alive over all this if it continues to play out like it does. But
okay, so they actually posted one today. They posted one today. Why is it episode? Yeah, so we'll see. This is the one that Jimmy Fallon actually hosts. So I don't know.
There we go.
I like how it's actually really funny when I go and look at these things. Hold on. I just did a search for Strike Force 5. Let me pull this up.
God, they're so cringe, man.
All right. Strike Force 5, September 15th. Got a couple others, September 12th. But then before even episode 3, you get Who Are These Podcasts? Strike Force 5 Chrissy Mayer crossover. That's the review that me and Chrissy did of that podcast. That's like the 5th thing that pops up. Kind of funny.
That is funny. What the hell? Yeah, crap. It's I don't even know if it's worth listening to this episode.
It's not. It's if somebody listens to it, I'll pull out clips from it. But the first one was so boring. It was really just so damn boring that it was hard to even just make fun of it because it was so dull. Yep. Sane Adam, member for 8 months, says hail the 199. Thank you. SBZ member for 4 months. Thank you for the gift. A real American hero. Ara. Always provide. Praise Ara. Hail 199.
Yeah, look at that profile picture. Look at that profile picture.
Cole Hauser, look at that. He's got my plushie. Yeah. They're getting delivered to everybody, so it's cool seeing all the pictures of people getting them.
So happy Friday, Ryan, Jeremy, and Ryan. Had to go back to watch my missed daily streams. Love you guys. Love my new thumbnail. Jeremy, how about a nightly stream with Jay and Dan? Nightly is probably what you mean. Nightly stream with Jay and Dan. 199 Yojo, Ara for life. A real American hero for life. At this point, I barely have time to do anything with all the live streaming I do. I need to work Cobra Cast in 5 days a week if possible. But I'm struggling to get that because we have so many other things going on. But you'll see more Jay here on daily as time progresses for sure.
Let's see. Blake Barrett for 2. Nintendo needs to give us F0199.
Yeah, there we go.
Atomic Patriot for 2. I finally worked out this morning. Feels great. Yeah, it feels good, man. Slayer 96 to 2nd. Oh man, I hope it's an update on the Goody Bud Weed comedy. Member for 4 months. Hello. I'll be home for the next 3 days and we'll make Goody Bud animation ASAP. It's a Cheech and Chong parody and it's non-woke. When I get high and make it. Nice. Good luck with that, buddy. Can't stop thinking about it for 2. Ryan, don't watch One Piece or Stranger Things. Thank you. I will follow your advice. Aurora Uplinks for 5. Star Wars idea. Balon is a senator with past as Dark Jedi, and he just starts turning senators against the Republic military cleverly. And is why sequels, another for 5. And so have the New Republic useless because Balon has politically toyed with the senators and torn apart, appealing to their greed and fear. Everyone in the New Republic is retarded. That's the main line of this series. Of all the everything on Disney Plus, everything in the sequels, the New Republic is just full of retarded people. You are better off with the Empire.
Yes.
Derek PG Beller for 5. Disney Star Wars uses the Force and CGI shenanigans a lot in lightsaber rules to cover up for sucking too badly to have any decent choreography. Yeah, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same anymore. There's no doubt about that. Carnage Undone for 10. One Piece is only filler, just like Naruto. They're both not worthy of their large fan base. This is my hot take. I know a bunch of them will now come out of the woodwork and attack me.
I don't know, man. It's kind of with me. Well, I've heard a lot of people say the first several, I guess, seasons of One Piece, it takes a long time to get going. I guess because I'm familiar with the characters because of the live action. I get a lot more enjoyment out of getting more context to the world and the characters that I already know in these, first several, episodes that I've been watching. So I'm watching it in a different way, but I have heard people say, hey, if you get through the first 200 or 300 episodes, man, it gets really good. That's what I've heard people say. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the anime.
Lou D, member for 4 months. So we're going to get a video of Danny Masterson saving girls from getting raped now. Imagine if that was out there, they would have put it out. That whole story is weird. Like the idea that this is stuff from 20 years ago, with really no physical evidence or anything like that. And people didn't come forward till a lot later. Obviously there's allegations that the weirdo cult church Scientology. There's allegations that they covered it up, but there's also allegations that they're the ones that then threw Danny Masterson under the bus. There's just a lot of weird stuff about that entire thing. The fact that it went all the way through trial the first time and a jury couldn't make a decision, so it got a mistrial and had to get retried. But obviously found guilty in a court of law. And then now any of his Hollywood buddies that speak about it or that write letters are getting blasted as well. Which I saw you talked about that too, Jeremy. I think you tweeted out that video of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis apologizing. Yeah. To be honest, I don't really have that big of a problem with them talking about the person that they know. We've all got people in our lives, like there's always that one person who, surprise, like does something you're just like completely shocked by it because you never saw that coming. You never thought that would be that person. They make a mistake, whatever it may be. It doesn't mean you don't still have those experiences. It doesn't mean that you don't still view that person in this way. And the sad part was that they came out with this fake apology bullshit in my mind. Like, if he's your friend and you don't think he did this and you want to stand by your friend, I have no problem with that. Stand by your friend. But it was the way that they came out with this totally scripted, we stand by victims and we didn't mean for this to happen, blah, blah, blah. That's the part that really turned me off.
I agreed. That was my issue with it too. I mean, that it was such an unnecessary thing to come out with that video. And that's where, like, yeah, if I find out, like, hey, these, you know, obviously Ashton Kutcher has been friends with Danny Masterson for a long time. And if I find out, like, hey, he wrote a letter for his friend, okay, I don't care. That's totally understandable. That makes sense. If you're apologizing because of freaks on Twitter, then you deserve to be mocked and shamed, because those fucking weirdos do not matter. And that's essentially what that was for, was social justice propaganda. We believe victims. Shut the fuck up. It's just it's so cringe. And that's why, like, I made my tweet yesterday about hiding likes and all that. Like, if you want to hide likes because you're a private person, because now there's a new feature on Twitter where you can hide your likes. And I said, like, if you're a private person, totally understand, no big deal. If you're just doing it because you don't want the mob to come after you, you've already lost, because the mob's going to find something on you. They'll find someone you follow. And then if you follow just some person that made a tweet that was offensive, then they'll hold you accountable. Like, it's a never ending, never, ever, ever pander to these weirdos. Don't do it, because you could tell in Ashton Kutcher, and I don't know much about Mila Kunis, but Ashton Kutcher, I've been watching him for a long fucking time. You know, Punked and you know, all the shows that he's done, movies. Ashton Kutcher, and that, you could tell he believes that Danny Masterson's probably been done wrong. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
He still believes that he's been done wrong, but he's apologizing to the mob. And that was my problem with the whole video.
Yeah. How long is that thing that the hide your likes on Twitter been?
Yesterday, when I was it was just a couple days
no,
ago.
It's been there a while. Like, you there for a while, you could hide your public likes.
I don't think so.
It certainly wasn't yesterday.
Elon Musk tweeted out about it just like yesterday.
Well, there's a new thing they're rolling out with that you can't see quote tweets and maybe certain likes on a post or something. But in terms of an individual being able to make their likes private, that's been there for a while. You
can now hide your likes, but I recommend keeping them open and just using bookmarks for interesting posts. That was just yesterday. That's when I saw it going on.
Yeah, it's happened. I've seen it for a while at least. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they rolled it out. I just see they rolled it out early for blue subscribers. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, because I've seen that out there for a little while. But
that's yesterday's the first I'd heard of it.
There you go.
I won't be hiding my likes. Fuck you, weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like anything. You know what I mean? Anyway, where am I? I don't think. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I gotta look at all this stuff myself. Faux peasy for $1. You guys hear about the bill on Newsom's desk to give strikers unemployment now? Yeah, I did hear something about that. I don't know. Me. Yeah, of course they're gonna need it. It's gonna be a lot of money to stay in their apartments, though. The fuck was I on this entire list?
This whole cringe Jake Paul Vivek Ramaswamy video, if that's real, I don't know if it's real. At this point, man, everything I see, I have no idea if it's real on Twitter. You know what I mean? Because of AI, I have no clue what's real and what's not anymore. It's hard to tell. It's impossible to tell what's real anymore. And I love it. I love that it's the wild, wild west on Twitter now. Like, people are just making fake shit up. Blue check mark accounts are tweeting shit out. You're like, I don't even know if this is real. I have no idea. I'm here for it, though. I love the chaos. Did you see Ice Cube responded to Elon yesterday?
Yeah.
That was pretty damn funny.
Pretty good.
Oh, man. But yeah, it's a shit show right now. It really is.
Borg Porg for 5. Started watching live action One Piece with a lady friend. Need to rewatch episodes 2 through 5 because I was going down on her during the show. Congrats. Run, it's Godzilla for 10. I don't give a fuck about Clone Wars or Rebels. I'm not watching 7 seasons to care. I'm starting to bet Thrawn will have an epic lisp and a cowboy hat. White Tiger, remember, for 2 months. OPLA is not accurate to the source. Working on a Mauler length video. 18 minutes in the first episode. 7 minutes made up race gender swaps all there. There you go.
Let's see. Katrina says they missed this one. I don't know if you missed this one or not.
I just think
doesn't matter. Hayden, it doesn't matter. Hayden, anything is now tainted. It will still be when Disney resorts to desperately remaking the OT in 15 years with Hayden and Ewan.
Well, the problem is, think about it from this perspective. For anybody that wants to argue that that's the real Anakin, right? That it's not just in Ahsoka's head, that Anakin actually did this. This is actually Anakin. Well, would have probably been helpful for Anakin to tell, Ahsoka, hey, by the way, Emperor's probably still alive. He's got this thing called the fucking Wayfinder. It's hidden on this planet. You can go to this thing called Exegol. There's this entire plan in case he died. And, lay out all these things that are part of Palpatine's plan that Vader knew about that, could save them a lot of trouble coming up ahead. Or talked about Luke, all these different things. That's why I would hope that it's not the real Anakin. And I would hope that anyone that thinks it's the real Anakin would reconsider and imagine what that opens you up to if you do think it's the real Anakin. All the things that were probably more important than teaching a lesson about live or die. But hey.
I'm just glad I'm not watching it. I can say, though, man, it seems like people are liking this shit these last few episodes for sure, based on what I've seen. And it's not just... Look, man, I'm seeing everybody going, oh, okay, fuck. Like, these are people in our comment section that are liking this fucking show. This ain't fucking Raylos. And these are Star Wars fans that are in our comment section. There are people, I'm not saying everybody is still divided, but a lot more people like this show than liked anything else Disney Star Wars outside of Andor. Because I saw the same amount of people that were like, Andor's good. A lot of people are liking Ahsoka. That's just a fact.
Well, I think that the audience that it's made for is very much embracing it. We have a lot of people that are fans of Clone Wars and Rebels in the chat, Jeremy. And I think this is something, it's like I said it before this thing aired, that if you are a fan of those things, you're probably going to get rewarded in a big way from this series. If you're not a fan of those things, it might, one, go over your head and you have no idea what this is even about, or you might not like it. And I think that core fan base, which, Raylos are cringe as fuck. There is a lot of that demographic that is into Clone Wars and Rebels as well. I think that shouldn't be underestimated. That's why you're seeing all these fan cams. That's why you're seeing these things out there, all these different edits, because it's that demographic. And they're really enjoying it.
Even seeing the couple of clips and stuff, I have no interest in watching the show. I have no interest in Disney Star Wars. I just don't. I just have no interest whatsoever to watch it, to go through it, because it's all like that super chat just said. To me, it's all tainted anyway. There's nothing. I think we said this before Ahsoka came out. Like, in my opinion, Ahsoka could be the best show ever made, and it still doesn't change that Disney Star Wars is fucked. It doesn't change anything. And also doesn't change the fact that, in my opinion, as a fan of Clone Wars and Rebels, Ahsoka should not be at this point, and she shouldn't be alive. And it's just messing up with way too much for me. It's messing with way too much of the timeline, and it's showing that you guys know you screwed up, but you've never fully admitted it. You know what I mean? You've continued to trash the fans at Disney, at Lucasfilm. You continue to trash and call people racist, sexist, misogynist, and dismiss their criticisms. Yet you're actively trying to do what those fans have been asking for, in even a small capacity. I just don't believe in Lucasfilm at all. I don't believe in them to do what needs to be done.
All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Christian Rocker for $2. Did you ever see the plush video I made, Jeremy?
No. Didn't you send it to me on Twitter? I'll have to watch it. I have not, though.
Weird Man Productions for $2. Praise Ara. Majors was close by. Yeah. Bweezy Bird for $1.99. One Piece season 2 announced. Fans win again.
That's right. It's a huge dub.
Pilgrim Media for 2, 199. I'm turning 64 tomorrow, living it up. Congratulations on living that long, Pilgrim Media. I don't think I will. Thomas Smith for 10. If you're watching the One Piece anime, use a guide so you can skip filler non-canon episodes. Hail the 199.
Well, Chris has been showing me like certain like arcs and stuff in the first few seasons based on the fact that I've seen the live action. So she has been kind of skipping me around on certain episodes for now. Like
Cole
I watched there was a, which one was it? Usopp is how you say it? Is it Usopp or Usopp? I can't remember, but I watched his backstory and it kind of gave more context as to why his whole pirate story and things like that. There's been several of them. There's just a lot more to it. The clown, Buggy, I think is his name, with him and Shanks. That one actually had a lot more context to it. So there is a lot more from that perspective. So I'm jumping around right now. Ryan doesn't care.
Usopp, whatever. Cole Hauser for 10. I recently played Revenge of the Sith on PS2 and liked that play with Anakin taking out the Emperor. But in either of his returns, no mention of Padme and Obi-Wan or Ahsoka. 199. Ara. Yeah, I always liked that. The alternate ending that you got, the non-canon ending to Revenge of the Sith, where after you fought with after you did the Obi-Wan Anakin fight as Obi-Wan, and like it ends, you get to do it again as Anakin and beat Obi-Wan.
I want to play. Cool. I have not played that in so long. That's one that to me that's the most underrated Star Wars game.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Aurora Uplinks for 5. Comedy about a guy running unpasteurized milk to people across the country in a refrigerated truck. Sheriffs ordered to break the illegal milk running. Thank you. Tobias Nexus for 2. Oh no, the woke mob might find my furry prawn. Probably would, freak. Aurora Uplinks for 5. Flashbacks could have shown how and why Thrawn's intellect is feared and his plans tearing apart a planet's defenses with a single cruiser sacrificed. Maybe. Christian Rocker for 199. You'd think Anakin's the keeper of balance in World Between Worlds. Who knows?
Oh, God. Let's hope not.
Matthew Hammond for 499. Actors and writers are 1099 contractors, so they're not eligible for unemployment. This is a taxpayer bailout for them while they're on strike.
I mean, if we know anything about the government or they'll change the rules for whatever they need to change it for. So, but you're right in theory. I don't know what Gavin Newsom's up to. What I do think Gavin Newsom's up to is getting himself in position to run for president. That's what I think is going to happen. But that's another discussion for another time. But I still believe that there's a very good chance that Gavin Newsom is the Democratic nominee for president in 2024. That's what I think.
That would be wild. You know what else would be wild, Jeremy?
What?
If Disney, who built their entire company the last several decades by buying everything in sight, is forced to sell because they're bleeding money right now. But this was the news we got last night. Disney already had come out and made a statement about this. But a few weeks ago, maybe months ago, back in July at some point, Bob Iger made a pretty shocking announcement during an interview that, oh, by the way, we're looking at selling some of our linear cable TV channels, things like ABC, FX, Freeform, all of this stuff. We're looking to possibly sell those things. That was kind of a shock to a lot of people because of how much those channels have meant to Disney over the last several decades. And the idea of this massive platform of ABC that they've been using to market things, they've been using to push some of their content on, that all of a sudden that could be sold off. Well, it looks like that is coming closer and closer to reality. Disney holds initial talks on sale of ABC to local broadcaster Nexstar. Entertainer Byron Allen has also expressed interest in the deal. Reportedly, he's offering $10 billion for a package of ABC and a couple other channels from Disney. Network and ABC stations could be worth $4 billion or more. Now, Disney has come out and slammed these reports. They didn't deny that they're actually having these discussions, but they basically said, we haven't made any decisions yet, and any reporting to the contrary is false. But it looks like to everybody that this is going to happen, maybe quickly, maybe a little bit slower, but one way or another, because it's something Disney has to do. Disney and Bob Iger have bought all these different things and built up this company And now, after they're bleeding, after they're struggling in nearly every aspect, box office, streaming, linear television, theme parks, etc., they're now going to have to sell off some of their big assets in order to fund this company going forward. And that's going to be ABC, it looks like.
I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,001. We were always right about Disney. It was never people just pushing stuff to push stuff. Oh, these guys are just making stuff up to talk about because it gets algorithm. No, these discussions are happening because we were right. Everything we've been saying about Disney and their approach and the fact that they continue to pander to people that will not support them. They pander to people that don't care about their product. They pander to people that don't go out and buy the toys, support the shows, have the discussions like fans. They have done this over and over again. When you do that, you are crippling your brand and your company, and that is exactly what has happened. They deserve this. I have zero sympathy for them. They had everything going for them. They had every opportunity, and you have decided to actively move away from the people that mattered, the fans, and they have now left, and they're not coming back. They're just not. They're not doing it. Disney is a tainted brand. It's a name that used to carry weight. It used to matter. It used to have power. Families used to respect it. They used to know if they went into a Disney park or went to a Disney movie that their children could be entertained and it would be okay for their children. They don't have that anymore. They have ruined all of their goodwill, and that's why they're in this position, and they deserve it.
Yeah, and really, they need something like this to happen because they have a big bill that comes due with Comcast when they have to purchase the rest of Hulu, and then they have to find a way, probably at some point in time, to merge Disney Plus and Hulu, two streaming services that aren't actually making money for them right now, and merge them together. And what are they going to do with that? I guess that's up to them to decide. But yeah, it was 1995, I think, right around then, maybe 94, 96, something around there, when Michael Eisner bought ABC for $19 billion. Big purchase back in the day. And now it looks like they might be turning around and selling it for somewhere between 5 and 10 billion, whether it's just ABC or ABC and a bunch of other channels, like all the other ones they own. And this is what's happening. They have decided to do this. These studios did this. They're the ones that went all in on streaming and basically left cable hanging out to dry. And now all their normal TV channels, they're seeing decreased revenue. They're seeing decreased ratings because they've pushed for streaming. Now that's not making money either. So they've kind of put themselves in a bind, but it definitely looks like this is going to happen. Bob Iger threw up a white flag and basically begged someone to come give him an offer. And now they've got a couple offers from people. But this is what happens when you destroy your own company. Instead of building, you start looking at tearing some of it down and, taking these pieces and selling them for scrap to keep your company going. And that's what they have to do.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, when you had Star Wars operating at the level it was right when The Force Awakens released versus where it's at now and how little people care versus how many people cared back then, and Marvel has fallen apart, Pixar has fallen apart, even the theme parks have struggled to some extent, and that's where you could tell it's really bad when the theme parks are struggling. Maybe it's just too hot in Florida, though, Ryan. It's first year we've ever had heat in Florida, so that's why people aren't going to the theme parks. It's just been too hot. It's not hot in Universal, though. It's not hot there. They have a kind of a force field over there, keeps it at 72 degrees at their theme parks all the time. That's why people are there. But at Disney, it's just too hot. Josh in the house. What's up, Josh? Been a while since I've seen you around, buddy. Says sup for $20. How you doing, man? You and your Gators. It's football season. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Who are the Gators playing? They've got a decent Tennessee, right? They're playing Tennessee this weekend.
Tennessee this week. That's a big game.
In Gainesville.
That's a big
after
game.
a disappointing. Obviously, that Utah game is pretty disappointing for Florida fans, but yeah,
that's a big game right there. I'm glad football season's here, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. Bama's got a tough opponent. Bama's playing a nobody, but we'll see. They'll probably win like 60-0. Everybody's like, "We're back, baby!" Like, okay.
Like Alabama State or something.
Fuse Soul says, grab Titanfall 2 on Steam for $3 based on your recommendation, Jeremy. I've had a blast with it so far. Hail the 199. Titanfall, I will die on the Titanfall hill. It's the best first-person shooter online multiplayer game ever, in my opinion. I just love it so much. I want to stream it. I was wanting to stream it last night, but I was way too tired. I'll probably, after Cobra Cast, I'll probably do a Titanfall 2 stream tonight. We'll see. But yeah, I love it so much, man. Such a great game. So good that it's back.
I saw people talk about these sweatpants in this. That's got me written all over it, doesn't it? Some fucking Native American sweatpants. I've been bitching about this lately. I feel like for as much as like Google spies on us and everything, the Google AdSense should be better. It's always like, hey, like black female beauty products or something that gets like advertised to me. It's like, I don't think I'm buying that.
Bro, I will remember one time I fell for an ad. It was this fucking cool ass jacket or some shit or some sweater, and it looked badass. And I was like, that looks pretty badass, dude. That looks so good. I'm gonna buy that fucking sweater or whatever. I get that shit, man. Bro, it looked worse than a Dollar General fucking shirt, man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
From a site called like,
yes, I think me and you talked about this, right? Didn't mean you talk about this. You were gonna order one too, right? Because it looked cool.
I did order them.
Did you ever get it?
Just dog shit, dude.
It's so
like
bad.
Such a waste of fucking money. The goddamn Chinese ripped me off.
It was so bad. I think I called you about it. And I'm like, you ever heard of them? And then you looked at it. You said, shit, that is cool.
Dude, I am a sucker for fucking Instagram. Like when I'm going through Instagram reels, just fucking laying in bed, like 1 a.m, just going through Instagram reels. And I'm like, oh, please stop recommending me this stuff. But then I'll get an ad and it'll be like, oh yeah, I'll drop $80. Like just on or something random because it looks cool. I'm so bad about it. I waste so much money on Instagram ads. But hey, it is what it is.
I can't remember that company. Yeah, man, but it's it started with a C.
It's Cortosin or something.
It was really bad. Like it was so cheap. It was so cheap, but it looked so good. The ad looked so good. I can't remember what it was. It's not Cortosin, but it's close.
It's something like Cortson. Like I don't know what the fuck it was.
When I paid for it though, I got the receipt and it was in Chinese. I was like, oh fuck. And then I got it. I'm like, this is terrible.
It looked really cool.
It did.
Like it looked really cool.
Yeah.
But, my hair actually looks brown today. Did you fix the light? My hair is brown. Like that's what color it is. Yeah. I didn't fix any lights. All right. Where the hell are we here?
I don't ever get on Instagram, so I don't know about Instagram ads. I don't do Instagram.
John Papaserio for 5. They put Captain Rex's bicep armor on backwards in Ahsoka episode 5.
Did they?
Yeah, there is some weird shit going on with some of the clones that didn't look right, but yeah, you get a little Rex moment in there during the Siege of Mandalore. So Steve, go ahead.
I will say that I have the few times I've been on Instagram, one thing that I would get aggravated, they keep advertising these fucking games that's like it's like
not the game.
Yes. But it looks so cool. And I'm like,
holy fuck, I would play a game like this in a heartbeat. And then you get it, it's some like stupid slow strategy game.
I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, why are they give me what's advertised? Somebody make that fucking game. Because it looks super cool. But yeah, it never is. That's aggravating right there.
Yeah. Like those zombie things where you're like
going
down. Yeah, I know. Steve Myers for 5. Why would Byron Allen offer $10 billion for ABC? One man's trash is not always another man's treasure. It's still trash. Well, I think that that $10 billion offer to me would not just be ABC. It would probably be ABC and some other channels as well, if I had to guess. That's my expectation what that offer would be. Because again, it's not just ABC.
I got like an offer from his office to interview him a long time ago, and I didn't know who the fuck he was. This is like 2 years ago. And I was like, I looked him up. I'm like, holy fuck. and I verified it was his office, but I was like, why this guy would just not want anything.
What am I
going
to talk to this guy about?
Yeah, I mean, this guy
Race
ain't gonna,
swaps.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it was weird. It was a weird email.
Phil, TMNT, member for 5 months. The fact that thousands of people have been calling them out, and even one of the relatives at Disney calling Iger out, should have been a bad sign to them. Well, it depends. Abigail Disney seems like a fucking that's the real woke one, right?
Abigail Disney is the one that she came out a couple times, and it seemed like she was against Disney and kind of on our side of it, but then there was other comments from her that showed that she's just kind of way out there. Yeah, because I'd made a couple. I think we all made videos on Abigail Disney.
Abigail Disney calls great uncle Walt Disney a fascist. Yeah, I don't think she's on our side.
But I'm saying, but there were comments where people were led to believe it at first because she had criticized current Disney, and a lot of people ran with it, myself included. But then it was like, oh God, she's crazy.
Yeah, I think she's kind of nuts. My butt's been wiped for 2. That Ahsoka is a bad dude, and Majors is corn pop. Yeah, like the people, like a lot of people loved getting to see Hayden show up and everything. The rest of the show, I don't think people like. At least not a lot of people. I think anybody can tune in and look at fucking Hayden for 10 minutes and be like, this is fucking cool. That's kind of what we had in that episode. But then unfortunately, there was the rest of the episode. And Ahsoka continues to be the thing that people don't want to see in her own show. And any scene that Sabine is in seems terrible. They have no chemistry together. It's awful.
Hera looks terrible from what I've seen. She looks terrible.
She looks weird.
Hera. Yeah.
She looks weird for sure. And you probably don't even know this part, Jeremy, but there's a part when they're fighting and Jason Syndulla is there and he can hear like the lightsaber battle going on. He can hear it in the Force somehow. And he tells Hera, just listen. Can't you hear, Mom? Just focus. And Hera focuses and listens and hears the lightsabers too. Oh my God. So it just, every goddamn person in this fucking story no one dies and everyone has the Force. That's a Dave Filoni story. So yay.
I'm glad I'm not watching it.
Can't stop thinking about it for 2. Initial D, Jeremy, just don't drive mountain passes.
Yeah, so Initial D is this anime that car anime that apparently people think I'm gonna enjoy, so I'm gonna have to check it out.
Tomac for 50. What do you think is a chance Naruto adaptation will end up being about Sakura and Ino, with it having Witcher writer at the helm? Well, in my opinion, I've always said that if they ever did a Naruto live action adaptation, it would go woke. It would completely focus on Sakura. That's all. I've been saying that for fucking years. So I guess we'll see what happens.
That was funny how quickly he ran with that one. Fortunately, I have not watched Naruto, and neither has Ryan. Ryan knows nothing about it. He knows nothing.
That's not true. Naruto fucking runs like this. I know that. He's dressed in orange and has a headband, I think.
Oh man. Naruto is huge, man. It's like I don't think it's as big as One Piece, but I think One Piece is the biggest. But are we getting a Naruto live action? Is that like something that's been announced? Tomac?
Yeah, I think it's been in the works.
Oh boy. Guess we'll see. Listen, hopefully they learn their lesson from One Piece, because this is the standard. This is the template right here. We've also got a Death Note, another live action Death Note that's in the works. I believe the Duffer Brothers are the people behind Stranger Things. I think they're doing the Death Note. Death Note's just way too good, man. I don't know. I don't know if anybody can do justice to Death Note. But I guess we'll see.
All right. Shadow saying for 5. Hey, what's something Mark Hamill will never hear? I love you, Grandpa. Thank you. Bert for 199. Is this guy the new politically correct hard R? This guy.
Who?
Like when you say this guy. Like,
no.
I feel like these people would be what people think that is.
Maybe.
Stephen Wasik for 20. MCU fan has that Jonathan Majors vid on repeat. His big hero besides Krista. He's crying, I'm hero. I'm the hero. Just like how he cries, he's not a simp in chat. Hashtag Jonathan Majors for prison. Cry big tears for me, boy. Thank you, Stephen. Aurora Uplinks for 2. Saw Naruto as a teen. Was depressed. It cheered me up.
A lot of Naruto fans. A lot of Naruto fans in the chat. Ryan, your people are in the chat.
Thanks for being here.
It's so good. It's so good. Again, send Ryan all of your anime recommendations via Super Chat. He really, really appreciates it. He has a list, and he's going to watch every single one that you send him.
Over on Rumble, Vault 95 Survivor for 2. Bill Maher and Cringe Force 5 coming back because the propaganda machine's been hurt really badly by the strike. Expect more late night hosts to come back before the strike ends. Propaganda first. And then for another buck says Disney is bringing out the fully animated collection on physical media. They need to collect as much money as possible for the upcoming Hulu bill. Expected their animated collection to be edited. Yeah, they need cash. Like the Hulu purchase is going to cost them at least $9 to $10 billion that they don't have. That's why they need to sell this stuff. Orozco for a buck. Actress who plays Hera fills out that flight suit nicely, though. They've had a couple ass shots in there. Vault 95 Survivor for a buck. Ryan's hair is Chinese accent. Braun to Dre. Brown? Is that what it's supposed to be? Thank you, Vault 95 Survivor.
So real quick, I got an email from Rumble. Did you see that? Did you see we got an email from Rumble like yesterday? They want to send us the 100,000 follower award, but I'm wondering, we only
Combined?
have 6. That's what I'm thinking. I'm guessing it must be combined. So yeah, so Rumble is sending us 100. Yeah, so Rumble's sending us the 100,000 follower award. So shout out to Rumble, and I'm excited about that, man. That's pretty cool. So, because yeah, if you combine like Sports Wars and all the other spinoff channels, because the main G&G channel has like 60,000 followers, and then when you add like Sports Wars, I'm sure all the other ones like Life and all that probably has a lot too. How much does Life have? Let's see. Yeah, Geeks Gamers Life has 25,000 followers. Geeks Gamers Play has 30. Geeks Gamers Play has more follows than Sports Wars. What?
Yeah, I don't really understand a lot of it.
Wild. But yeah, combined, we're well over 100,000 follows over on Rumble. So shout out to the Rumble audience. I see all of you over there. I see the members. And I know sometimes the Rumble chat feels a little neglected, but we always have the chat up. We always see you. If they would incorporate where we could highlight the comments here, we would highlight the Rumble comments too. Although I will say, me and Jed have had discussions about different programs we could use to really get the fan interaction up more. So probably more so on something like Cobra Cast right now, focusing on that. But yeah, we definitely see all of you guys over there. It's good stuff.
Where am I? Rolling new for $5. Yes, it's been announced with Blood Origin Rider. Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece are all considered the big 3 in anime. All 3 rock. Naruto deserves better. Sir Hat for 2, please review Despair Memory Gundam sequel. Get right on it. Lance for 5. Ryan is the Donald Duck of Geeks and Gamers. He's the most popular. He's very white, and he has the sweetest disposition.
He's always angry.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
Do you remember that old cartoon where Donald Duck's an actual Nazi?
Yes.
He sees like a statue of like, there's a statue that's the Statue of Liberty. There's a shadow of the Statue of Liberty. It's like casting a shadow that looks like somebody doing a freaking Heil Hitler, and he like stands up out of bed to do it. It's wild. Disney was crazy back in the day.
Oh man, that's funny as hell.
What else? We just got another one come in. Blake Barrett, congratulations on your sexy back end on Rumble.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, Rumble's great. I do think Rumble's going to be very important. Over the next year and a half is going to be wild. With everything going on, I'm very thankful for Rumble. I'm thankful for Kick. Right now the problem is I like to multi-stream on all of our platforms. I still can't get Kick to work with StreamYards. Don't know why. I know Salty Nerd podcast, Matthew Kadish was telling me that the way that he fixed it. And then with I can't use Streamlabs from here in Orlando because it fails. So I have to use OBS, which I can't stream to multiple destinations with OBS. So I have to use Restream for that. It's a nightmare, man. I've been back and forth. I'm willing to pay for satellite internet. You know what's crazy, Ryan? Fucking Starlink's not available here. Like
Starlink, there's two different versions of Starlink.
There's business and
yeah.
But we've looked into it. It's not available here. And there's one called Viasat, satellite internet, that I guess is that we can use. So I'm going to try to use that for a backup. But yeah, man, it's so aggravating. So aggravating.
That sucks. All right, we got one more from Roland New. Need Ryan on W&W to review Ghost Stories Eng. I don't know what any of that shit is.
Weebs
Ghost
and
Stories
waifus.
Eng. Oh, Weebs and Waifus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, that'll happen.
I'm pretty sure the very first video on Weebs and Waifus was you, right?
Yeah, I did some blind reviews of some waifus or something.
I even knew he had to bring that one out. So.
But yeah, Ghost Stories Age. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh man, Ryan watching anime. Perfect.
We're all caught up.
Tobias has one for you, a Donald Duck one.
A super chat?
Yeah, it just came in.
Oh. Donald Duck has an actual naval service record from World War II during the war shorts and such. Also, I got Starlink and residential is cheaper than roaming.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just not here for this area where I'm at. So
no, but there's one that you can. There's one that you can that's supposed to be meant for if you have an RV or a camper or something, and just installing it and being able to go everywhere. Like that is, I think that is available. There's coverage in the area if you got that one.
But that's not the business class.
Correct.
And that's what's Quartering. Quartering told me yesterday if I was going to get Starlink, get to business. So I was talking to Quartering about it. We can look into it. I just want it for backup, in case, because Spectrum is so unreliable. And what's crazy is we talked to another provider that has fiber, and they specifically said they're all around us, but they can't come into this area
in that neighborhood
because of fucking Spectrum's got the agreement or whatever here. Oh, it pisses me off. But anyway, all right, guys, we're going to end it there. We got Friday Night Tights tonight. After Friday Night Tights, I got Cobra Cast. It's going to be a fun Friday Night Tights. But I appreciate all of you, and hopefully we will continue to get this internet worked out. Stephen Wasick, we get this one. MCU fan camp, stop thinking about Krista and Jonathan Majors taking Korn the long way. So we appreciate it. Shout out again to our Rumble audience over there. Thank you guys for being so supportive. It's really cool. Rumble reached out wanting to give us that award. Really thankful for all the support we have on Rumble, on YouTube, on all platforms. Really cool. So we'll see you for Friday Night Tights. Ryan, any positive words to leave the wonderful audience with?
Nope. None.
None at all. None at all.
Have a good weekend.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Shout out to MCU fan. Drop a few Krista emojis as we end this for MCU fan, just to make him feel right at home. We'll see you guys on FNT in a few hours. Bye, everybody.